Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hello there, I'm Amber Betts with the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver, and I am excited to be here today with Gerardo Garcia of Eternal Friends Home Niche, which is one of our new sponsors. Hey, Gerardo, thanks for being here.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm good. So tell us about your business and Eternal Friends Home Niche.
Well, Eternal Friends Home Niche is born out of a feeling that I got when I come from the funeral industry, and I know on the human side, we are all very well served in how to memorialize our loved ones. Mm-hmm. But me having the experience of not being able back in the 90s with my dear dog Castro, I didn't have the chance to properly memorialize him, and I started thinking about pets and the pet industry and researching, and I thought that we were missing something, right? Because the pet industry, as we all know, is growing tremendously. The pet ownership is growing. And there's a new segment in the industry, which is in the end of life, right? Nowadays, you have euthanasia services, at home euthanasia services. You have palliative services for pets. You have grieving services, not just for the pet parents, but for the pets. And you have hospice services for pets, and so on, right? So this is growing rapidly, and it's very important for the industry. But I think that we still have, beyond that, we are a little underserved, and we're underserving the pet parents, right? Because of course you have a lot of ways to memorialize a pet. A little paw print that you can buy at Amazon, or maybe even a little urn that you can bring back home. But and other techniques, right? And of course, scattering, etc. But I thought that we're missing that. We're missing the true memorialization, the proper memorialization of our pets, our loved ones, because nowadays they're not just pets. They are a part of our families. Mm-hmm. And I thought of bringing our main product, the in-ground niche, to the general public and offer it as a way to memorialize our pets at home.
Okay, and tell us how that works. What does that product look like?
So this is think of it as a time capsule. Simple words. It's a container, a canister, that you dig a hole, you insert it in the ground, and put it very, very simply. You put it in the ground, and inside that container, you place your urns or your mementos of the loved ones, right? And then it has an above ground section that is covered with a granite lid. Everything that we manufacture is manufactured in the USA. Everything is American. And that granite lid we fabricate here in Denver. And you place it on top. You secure it with tamper-proof screws and bronze rosettes. And we sandblast the top of the granite lid. And we can go with you with the families over the artwork that they want to have on that lid, and you install it in your backyard. If you can dig a hole, you can install it. It's like planting a tree, really.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy at the website, efhomeniche.com. You'll find an installation instructional video that you will see how easy it is to install.
Yeah, and I encourage everybody to go check out the website and watch the videos, like what it looks like, because it's kind of it's until you see it, it's not as clear, but it's a really cool product. So
Yes, I agree with that. It's a product that you have to see. It's
yeah,
we have sold it to cemeteries and churches around the country, all the way from Hawaii to Florida. But you have to see it and see.
yeah.
Yeah, I encourage you to go and check it out, or call me and I'll come over and I'll show it to you.
So, Gerardo, you said you mentioned you're from the funeral industry, but any other notes about your backstory or kind of how you got into the business?
Well, how did I get into the on the pet side or on the funeral side?
Well, either one. I mean, we're focused on pets right now, but just in general.
Well, I've been designing and building columbarium and cremation gardens for some years now, and a few years back, I invented the in-ground niche, and
Yeah,
again, we've been selling it to and that industry,
sure.
and for everything that I explained, I think that it's a great fit. It's a great complement in the pet industry for what it's going on. It's another option. It's a great option. We are working on other indoor products,
Hmm.
so that will also come very handy for people that they live in an apartment or they rent a house, right? That
Sure.
they don't have a backyard where they can install it.
Okay.
So we are working on prototypes and patents on those indoor applications as well. So
Okay.
yeah, I think I have quite a bit of experience in the human funeral side, and I know that the grieving process when losing a pet is pretty much similar to losing a human loved one, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
And many times pet parents and pet families don't get to find closure of that cycle, right?
Mhm.
Because our estimation is that only about 25% of pet cremations are reclaimed.
Okay.
And we have heard that from a lot of pet parents that they tell us, hey, if I had known that that I could reclaim my pet's ashes, I would definitely have reclaimed them and had them at home, right? Kept them at
Sure.
home. Because, that's how it goes. 99% of our pets are cremated, but not all of them are reclaimed.
Sure. So tell us about any kind of hardships or life challenges that kind of made your business better or made you, progress.
Well, definitely a lot of challenges. I can tell you that. A lot of challenges, especially introducing this product that is not it's a consumer product now, right? And now
Sure.
we're introducing it. It's extremely difficult to convey describe it, right? On a podcast or even a video, personal video or something like that, right? And you have to see all the animations and everything, the applications that we have produced to explain and to show how this product works. So that has been a great challenge. The
Sure.
challenge of how to let the general public that they now have this option, and
Yep.
in what I'm key in doing is maintaining my cost, right? So the price that we're selling it to on a wholesale to cemeteries and churches that they are going to resell, that's the
Sure.
same price that I'm selling it to. That wholesale price is what I'm selling to the general public.
Got
So,
it.
and we have three models, three sizes. On the
Okay.
larger size, the large double deep, we call it. It's 24 inches deep into the ground, and it's for multiple placements. So you don't have to buy one per pet. Actually, if you
Yeah.
if you know that you're going to have, or you already have several pets, you have that lifetime value on one unit, right?
Sure.
Or you can buy just a small one, which is only 10 inches deep, for one or two cremated remains that you can place in there, depending on the size and shape of the urn, of course, the container, and the size of the pet. But we have three sizes to serve all types, even horses.
Great. Yep. So, obviously your product is very unique. We usually ask our guests, like, why would somebody pick you over a competitor or somebody else? Obviously, you don't really have that, but tell us kind of what differentiates maybe your service, or, we've touched on it again, but I think, you could say more about that.
Well, I think that it's like I said, right? It's another option. It's a newer options that pet parents have, pet families have to memorialize their pets. So if you are going to scatter, think about that. If you're scatter your loved one, you're never going to reclaim that loved one.
Sure.
It's gone forever. It's that if that is your choice, that's fine. But there's a lot of studies out there that there's the scattering regret, right?
Yeah.
Years past, and if you can avoid that, it's recommended. If you're going to bury the urn and into the ground, you also have to keep in mind that once that urn is in the ground and surrounded by dirt, it's going to
Mhm.
degrade. Somehow,
Yeah.
at some time is going to degrade, and eventually you're going to lose it, right? If you keep your urn on the mantle, right? That's a great place. Many of us do that or have done that. But there are also studies out there that with time those urns get lost in time.
Sure.
So they travel from the mantle to the coffee table, to the closet, to the attic, to the garage, and many times, unfortunately, to the landfills.
Yep.
And if you wanted to know exactly, you be always reminded where that urn is, you can install it in your backyard. And you install it in your backyard and you know exactly where that urn is. One of the things also that we're trying to complement or bring to the general public is that one of the number one deterrents for humans to end up at a human cemetery is because they're not allowed to bring their pet cremated remains with them. So
Right.
the many pet parents and pet families, they don't want that because as we all know, they're part of our family. If we're not allowed to bring that loved one with us and to the cemetery, then we don't go to the cemetery. And
Sure.
with our in-ground niche at home, that you have that advantage. It's at home. You can do whatever you want. So
Yeah.
you can have grandpa if you wanted to, because 65% of human cremates nowadays are going back home. They're not ending
Sure.
up at a cemetery or a church. And
Right.
so if you're gonna bring, let's call it grandpa back home, and grandpa had dad, his his buddy, son, Charlie, that went through cancer and a lot of joys and everything with him, and they wanted to be together. You can have Grandpa and Charlie at home together. So
Right.
there's no legal restrictions there, because you got to keep this in mind. This is not a burial. You're not
Yeah.
burying anything or anybody in your backyard. You're just putting an in-ground container, like a time capsule
Yep.
that you can open and close as many times. You place the contents inside, and the dirt never touches it.
Sure.
And it is watertight. It is dust tight, so water is not going to go in. In the body of the niche is rotomolded out of polyethylene. So polyethylene, it's very good to it's green, if you want to call it that. It doesn't degrade. It doesn't bleach. It doesn't break down. Nothing. Right? It can stay there forever. So So yeah, that's another advantage. And another thing that I think that it's very important to keep in mind is that for our little ones, our kids, right?
Yeah.
So there's the cycle of life that eventually we all were going to go through the loss of a human loved one, right? But if we lose a dog when we're young, and we teach them from the early years that it's natural, it's the cycle of life, and we bring him and we all participate in the installation of the in-ground niche and the selection of the artwork that is going to be memorialized on that granite lid, and then we have our little pet cremated and placed inside. So we teach him that it happens, it's normal, and it's not nice, but it's
Yep.
normal, right? It's that's life. So I think that the youngest that we can teach him that, the better prepare we have when, I don't want to say a real one, but something more
Sure.
more meaningful happens in life.
Right.
So
That's great to get the kids involved in that process.
definitely, and that's why if you see the logo and the corporate image of Eternal Friends Home Niche, it's nothing related to funerals. I
Yes.
wanted to be cartoonish because
Yeah.
I wanted it to be friendly, kid friendly. This
Sure.
it's nothing bad about it. It's
Yep.
just part of life that we all going to go through.
Absolutely. I love that. So you mentioned some of the, the newer products. Any other updates or specials that you want to share with the listeners?
Well, we are we're bringing into the market as well. It's called an in-ground niche urn system. So that
Okay.
urn system is going to go inside the in-ground niche, and it's going to
Sure.
maximize the space, right? And you can take a look at it at the um, in our website. And just a sneak peek of what we're working on is we're calling them urn portraits. So all we are doing is, there's already services out there. When your pet passes, you send them a picture of your pet, and they send you back a frame with a very nice painting of your pet, and to
Mm-hmm.
memorialize them, right? So
Yep.
we're taking it a step further. So we are already working on prototypes and patents of including an urn inside that portrait.
Okay.
So it's going to
Cool.
be a slim urn that you're going to have your pet's ashes inside, and then the top is going to have, of course, the painting or the artwork of your pet. And
I love that.
that's going to be one of the solutions for indoors. We're going to have tabletops and wall urn portraits coming soon.
Awesome. I love that. All right. So we'll keep on top of that. We're almost out of time, but tell us, what do you do? I know you're super busy with this launching this business, but what do you do outside of work for fun?
Oh my God. Yeah, well, I love so many things, but yeah, no, it's all of this has been taking all my time, but I do love cooking at home. I love weekends because I get, I spend time with my daughter and my wife, and I cook for them. It's like Christmas. I did the whole Christmas dinner for us. That's what I like. I like that a lot.
Awesome. Me too. All right. So say, the website one more time, the best ways to get in touch with you, etc.
Okay, a website, efhomeniche.com. And even if you search Eternal Friends Home Niche, you will get there. We're on the top. And
Yep.
phone number, it's 877 76427. My direct email address is g.garcia@theeternalniche.com. g.garcia@theeternalniche.com. Reach me directly. We're looking for affiliates to promote our product. We're looking for distributors, And of course, we sell directly to the public. So no, just give me a call. We'll set up something and we'll make it happen.
That's great. Yeah, definitely like vets and pet services and any kind of like pet stores, all those guys, they all need to be aware of you. So
you know what? My direct number, my cell phone is 720-880-8055.
Great. All right, Gerardo, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for the listeners.
Thank you,
Have a good
Amber.
day. Bye.
Be good. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.